What is up, guys? It is JZNES back again with another video. And this time, we're talking about Earthbound figurines. No, I'm just kidding. Let's jam out to that. You guys haven't heard that in a while. Guess what? I hit 100 subscribers. And guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna do my top 100 games of all time. This is probably pretty loud, but we're jamming. It's cool. It's all good. My old intro back again. And when he's flying and all that shit. Yeah, fuck yeah. Alright, we're doing top 100 games of all time. This is an amazing feeling. Back 8 years ago in 2012, I released my first video. That's what I was referencing there. I technically released videos before this on the channel, so I don't know how old the channel is actually. I think it's like 12 years or something. At some point, I rebranded it to JZNES, basically. It used to be X Branch Productions. I used to put that on all my videos, X Branch Productions, which is a production company that I made because X Branch was the fictional, like, government company from my book, Mission X there. So, that used to be our production company name. This is already going to be a problem, I can tell. And you've already seen now two games there that are slipping. Anyway, so I named us X Branch Productions, and we used to like put up these Resident Evil movie videos or whatever, a bunch of cringy shit that got taken down long ago, and only I have it if it even still exists, half of it. Some of it's lost to time, I think, but I still have a good archive of most of that stuff. By the way, in case anybody was wondering, I think it's in the video, so not a big deal, but this is the Sim Gretna bike theme from Pokemon Gen 5 there. One of my least favorite generations of Pokemon. I think Gen 4 is probably, well, Gen 7 is obviously the worst one. But this song is incredible, and it's really nostalgic to me now, because I remember that summer back then, and just like, as soon as I discovered it, like, I was just jamming out to it that whole summer, and it just means a lot to me, this song, so, especially now that it's in my videos and stuff, too, it's really important to me. So yeah, but yeah, like, 12 years ago, I started this channel, and about, 8 years ago, I started uploading videos, thanks to Lithium017. This is actually the same shirt I wore in that video, and actually, at the beginning of this year, guys, this didn't fit me, and now it does. It's a little short on me still, but, like, yeah, this is the other one I was considering for the theme, because this is epic. You guys have heard this, so, if you watched my Tomba video, you probably know where that's on the list, or whatever, but that's all good. This song means a lot to me, too, because it's from that same, not the same summer as the Sim Gretna bike theme, but really close summer, too, and, used to play it to jazz me up for college and whatnot. But anyway, the shirt fits me again now, and I'm so excited. I like went up there to try it on because I like had retired it or whatever, and I'm like, it's not bad. It actually fits now. Like, it's not tight or anything. Like, I was impressed. Like, I'm back to, like, you know, that kind of weight. I don't know. It's just cool. I'm really proud of myself for that. And now we finally hit 100 subscribers. I'm so happy. I never thought I would get to 100 subscribers. I know it sounds like such a small thing to, like, most people, but to get 100 of anything, the only other thing I've ever got, like, 100 anything on is 100 likes on my, Miraculous Ladybug drawing, which wasn't even that great, and I posted that in a group of people. Nobody sought me out for that or whatever, but, you know, here we are. 100 people have followed me on my YouTube journey, and that's incredible, you know? And actually, before we get too far into it, I want to give a shout out to the last follower there, or one of them, because the same day I got like 2 different subscribers, so that's cool. The 100th subscriber was actually a buddy of mine from work, who, it's Nathan. Nathan, thank you for being my 100th subscriber. This video would not be possible without you, and, that means a lot to me because I was stuck at 99 for a while there, and I teetered up and down, like 97, 98, like in there. It just kept going up and down and back up, and I think it went as low as like 94 at one point, and it was a really wavy, flip-floppy year, and now here we are, and we actually fucking made it. Like, several months ago, I was talking to somebody at work, and I told her, one of my goals is to reach 100 subscribers. I don't think that meant a whole lot to her, or anybody else who I would say that to, but to me, that means a lot, because I've been at this for, 8 years, trying to gather and get all these subscribers, or maybe even 12 years, I think. I'm not sure if it is 12 years, because I mean, what is that, 2008 or something like that? I know that our original channel, Vulcan Raven 714, was like from a long, long time ago. That was probably like 2008, but... So really, for YouTube as a journey, I've probably been since 12 years ago, but... And this channel specifically, I think it was maybe like 2010, so it's been like 10 years. It's maybe like the 10-year anniversary video as well, so there you go, that's pretty cool. I can't say that officially, because I don't know specifically when the channel was created. I don't know if you can like look that up or something, but I do know that the original video that I uploaded that's still here was uploaded on July 17th of 2012. That is the Earthbound figurine Nintendo unboxing video or whatever. I shout out Lithium017 in that video because he really inspired me to do this. Also, another big inspiration, 2 big inspirations. I'm just shouting them out because I wouldn't be here without you guys, and I know you guys will never watch this, but anyway, it doesn't matter. First of all, Tamashi Hiroka, thank you for, I don't know, making Pokemon videos. I didn't steal the style, but I emulated your style of video, like, back in the day. A lot of, like, my little key things, like my catchphrase, like, keep it classic and stick around for more reviews, underrated games. That was kind of inspired by her catchphrase that she used in, like, 2015 or whatever. So thank you for you being you. And then, of course, Derek Alexander, the happy video game nerd, stopped skeletons from fighting. He was the happy video game nerd when he inspired me. He still inspires me, though. That guy is one of my favorite YouTube channels, probably my favorite YouTube channel, and everything that he did was what I wanted to also do. That's why I made those JZNES reviews, was because they were in the style of Derek Alexander's old happy video game nerd videos, and I think that was actually post when he stopped being the happy video game nerd. So I'm like, I gotta pick up the mantle, this is important to me because he never talked about Tomba. He never talked about JZNES or Fire and Ice. He was never gonna talk about those games, I still hope you'll talk about Tomba someday, but you know what? Fuck it. Now I've done Tomba. Now I am the big man on campus. I did that video. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm also wearing the hat that I wore in like the Pokemon video or whatever. And I got my Dragon Quest hat here. I have the silver one over there. I think I wore in some video or something. But the 2012 like what are they? The like November like almost like backlog updates or whatever. Where it's just games I've been playing. That's what it's called. But yeah. So and it's fucked up because I like scroll down on my channel there. If you scroll down in the videos, any other channel I do that, it'll load the rest of the videos. Mine won't do it for some reason, but they're all on the playlist, so they're all on playlists. You can go and watch those videos easily. That's the way I recommend you do it if you can't scroll down and see all the videos. Of course, we did the Retro Troop, that series. I did my own Retro Troop like Let's Play solo for like Gold and Silver. That was a lot of fun, or Gold really. Let's just scroll through the videos here. Yeah, like my Super Smash Brothers series of Retro Troop, Mario Party 2. I did one episode of Gamer Tips about cleaning cartridges that I just stole from like Clan of the Grey Wolf and stuff. Diddy Kong Racing, that's a good one. Let's Play series. I know we did that Dark Side Chronicles Let's Play series. We played Conker's Bad Fur Day before me and Jameson played it. Dragon Quest Swords. We talked about that later. Games I've been playing. Spoilers. Spoilers. Did I say spoilers? Yeah, just a bunch of pickup videos, that kind of stuff, Oh, okay, I was gonna say, don't load up that video, please. Oh, crap. Fuck. No, it's ruining the first one, sorry. Okay, God, this is what's gonna happen, isn't it? I'm gonna, like, go over... I didn't think there was any possible way I could talk for 7 minutes just about this shit, but I've went into the history and whatever. Here, let's take it back. We'll do the theme again. Alright, so, but yeah, I'm just really grateful for each and every one of you subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed and you're watching now, you should subscribe because There's going to be a lot of great videos in the future. I'm going to be releasing a room tour series, thanks to Nathan from work there. So yeah, so that'll be fun. Stick around for that. You'll want to see that. It's pretty cool. Go over my collection and whatnot. It's really neat stuff. So but yeah, sorry. This is why we're doing it. So I wanted to get that across, that this is such a significant. It's a milestone. It's a big moment for not only the channel but for myself. That I've got these 100 subscribers now. I just think that's really cool, and it's significant that I'm wearing all the same shit as I was wearing 8 years ago in that same video. Although I don't think you could see me in the video with the shirt. Maybe you could. I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah, now that I think about it, but I know I was wearing this shirt back then, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. So and now actually, I have this Earthbound box back there, which is pretty fucking cool, for sure. So didn't have that back in the day, did I? So I have a complete Earthbound, so it's kind of come full circle. It's awesome, and it's actually in the background of all of my videos, so it's very significant. I never actually thought about that. The boxed Earthbound means something back there. It's not just a cool collector's piece. It actually is part of the history of the YouTube channel, when you think about it, because some of those early videos were very Earthbound related. You know, that's neat. That's something significant. It makes me really happy that that's back there. You know, and then we're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of games that are amazing. Now, this is my top 100 games. It wasn't an easy list to put together, and by no means is it definitive, because, I mean, it's pretty definitive, but, like, at the same token, some of the bottom ones, so I'm probably only gonna do, like, I'm doing 2 parts, because, like, it's just gonna take so long to talk about all of these games. I'm gonna try to do my best to just keep it condensed or whatnot, but, yeah, but, like, some of the bottom 50 might change as I play better games and whatnot. But other than that, you know, like, yeah. So, I say we just get into it. Thank you to each and every one of you subscribers. Thank you to Nathan for being the 100th subscriber. You wanted a shout out. I've shouted you out like 5 times now. It's what was it, 3 now? I don't know. Fuck it. Nathan, you the man. All right, so now let's do this. We're gonna start with game number 100. Actually, that was very on point. All right. There's gonna be some variable volume with that. Game number 100. Or actually, this is game 102. It's 102! It's 102 games! Even though it's not 102 subscribers. Actually, we're pretty close. I got 101, so... I guess you can count this as an honorable mention or something, but... I wanted to fit it. Originally, it was gonna be number 100, but I played some games that kind of went above it. Alright, so, Anticipation on the NES. I only have like 30 seconds to talk about this one. But this is a game that me and my friends love to hate. It's really dumb and it's really bad, but it's the primo NES party game there. Oh. God damn it. What the fuck? Alright, so, yeah, but me and my friends love to hate it. And just because it's like, it's such a bad game, but it's also really funny because it like draws, it's like this, it draws shit for you and you kind of have to guess what it is, and half the time it's not clear what the goddamn you're looking at. I'm so glad that Pat the NES Punk reviewed this so I could so I knew about it. This is just like a meme game between me and my friends. Some of them hate it, some of them love it. I got this for like $5, so it's amazing. But it's like one of my like favorite NES games just because of the memories that I have with me and my friends. So, number 102, Anticipation on NES there. Next game we've got going is an old favorite of mine. I honestly really thought it would be higher on the list, but there's so many great games on this list that it just couldn't be higher. But I played the shit out of this game when it came out. Resident Evil 5 on the PS3 there. It's a great game. It's a good game for co-op play. It's definitely a game that you want to have a partner with. The AI kind of sucks, but it's a lot of fun to play just as an action game. It definitely was a really good game for its time. It's pretty underrated because everyone hates this game for whatever reason, because it's not as good as 4 or whatever, even though I like this game a lot more than 4. Sorry, Resident Evil 4. So that should spoil that. It's not on the list. Sorry, guys. Resident Evil 4 is not on the list. Resident Evil 5 made it. It's just a really meaningful game to me, because I bought this, like, right when it came out. No, go up there. Go up there. Go up there. Alright. Right when it came out. Wouldn't be a JZNES video without Gus in there, would it? JZ Gus right there. Gus NES. GUSNES. Nice. Anyway, so got this banging song that I used to listen to in my old fucking shitty cars, like a CRX or whatever. But anyway, music's banging. This is like the best song, but I think this played like the Survivor's Mode or something. Anyway, I like pretty much 100% of this game, and I played on all the difficulties and stuff. I really like got my mileage out of this game. This is back when I was like really into Resident Evil. That's when we were making that movie and whatever. So like early high school, whenever this came out, it was like 2008 or something. Like, yeah, I remember just playing the ever-loving shit out of this game, and I really enjoyed this game. But mostly because of the co-op and playing it with friends and whatnot. I pretty much played through this game with like every one of my friends. And even though like Resident Evil 6 had co-op, that game sucked, you know. So I just have so many good memories playing through this game with my friends and whatnot. So it's a really fun action game. So yeah. All right, next we are talking about. Hey, this time it's actually we are talking about, or we're playing or whatever. We're playing. I should say that we're playing Jak and Daxter. No, I'm just kidding. We're talking about Jak and Daxter. This game is a game that I used to play as a kid, probably around 5th or 6th grade. My friend Nick, from back then, not my friend Nick now, even though we're still kind of friends, I don't know. I don't talk to him much. I talked to him earlier this year. We used to play Animal Crossing together like once or twice. But anyway, so he used to have Jak 3, and I used to have Jak 2, which is a game that I got to the very end of, and I never friggin' beat. But I remember watching him play that a lot. But I got the original Jak and Daxter to kind of start playing that one, and I really love this game. It's there's a lot of bullshit elements to it, bullshit platforming elements to it, but there's a lot of unique things going on with it too. I think it's a really underrated game because I'm gonna use the word underrated a lot in this video, by the way. Keep a counter for that. We're at 2 right now. I mean, it's a really underrated game. I'm gonna say it a lot. I'm not gonna keep a counter myself. You guys can keep the counter. Really underrated game because everyone always talks about Jak 3, and then I feel like the consensus on Jak 2 is that it's good, but it's like not as good as 3 or whatever. I haven't played 3 yet, haven't even beaten 2 yet. I got to the very end, and there was like this race thing, and I couldn't beat it, and I just never got through it. There's like that and like one other thing I had to do, and I would have beat the game, but I just couldn't do it as a kid. So yeah, Jak and Daxter, it's really good. It's a really cool platforming game. It's like the primo example of platforming games of the PS2 era, because pretty much after like Conker's Bad Fur Day and Banjo-Kazooie and stuff, there was like no more platformers really, not like many platformers other than like Jak and Daxter and a few others, until like, you know, they had like GameCube ones like Super Mario Sunshine and stuff, but not until like Super Mario Galaxy, and then they kind of just like, they stopped making like really good platformers. Like Nintendo still did, but like, you know what I'm saying. There was kind of a lull until later on, which we'll get to that later, but primo example of a PS2 platformer right there, so that's pretty good. Maybe this will be easier than I thought. I'm actually not running through all of these. So, next, we got Heavy Rain there. This shouldn't... Yeah, we're covering up that, because that fucking sucks. We got Heavy Rain, a game that I played more recently. I have a whole review on this, so that's pretty good. That's Beyond Two Souls under there, by the way. But we're not talking about that game, because that game sucks. I've reviewed that too. That's the only dud from the backlog right there. But Heavy Rain is a really unique, like cinematic sort of game. It was one of the progenitors of the cinematic games outside of like Metal Gear Solid and all that. Also, by the way, this video is sponsored by Ice Water. It's not, but wouldn't that be cool? But wouldn't that be cool and refreshing, just like a nice ice water? I'm just kidding. But yeah, so Heavy Rain, really cool cinematic, like kind of cutscene or what's that called? QuickTime event related game where you do a bunch of that kind of stuff and you go through a cool story. And I did a whole review on it, so just like check that out for sure. Very very good game. I like the storyline behind it. It actually, you know, like you gotta think of all these games on top of each other, because I did, because the way I structured this list was like I had to think, okay, do I like this game more than this game or this? You know, like, you know, it's a hard choice and whatever, but like it's just significant that this game's even on the list to begin with. It made an impact on me that much to get on the list at all, you know. So I definitely think it's worth experiencing at least once for the storyline. It's got some good characters and good twists, and Jason. You only do that like one time, but like it's a big meme, you know. It's funny, but yeah, there's some serious and good stuff going on here too. There are. It's not as bullshit as like Until Dawn, where all your characters can die at the end, but there is kind of a moment, sort of like that, a few moments like that near the end. But it's just fun to see who you can get through that kind of stuff. Definitely a premium example of these kind of games, for sure. And so, yeah, that's why it made the list. Now we got good old Cannon Spike here. I got this game. Oh, actually, I think I took the price thing off. I got this game for like $40 or something at Disc Replay, and I just knew it was a really rare game back then, and I'm glad I did, because it's shot up in value for sure. But that's not even what's great about the game. What's great about the game is it's like a fan service kind of Capcom game, so you can play as like Mega Man and a few other things. Actually, this is one of the games that I featured in the JZNES intro. There was Cannon Spike, and that thing that happens where it's like the dun dun, like, or whatever the, yeah, dun 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 dun, like whatever that happens, and it like perfectly syncs up with that like weird camera angle thing. Like, that wasn't even intended, and that was a glitch in the game, the way that camera angle went for some reason. I don't know why it did that. It never does that anymore. But I'm lucky it did that, because it like perfectly synchronized with the JZNES intro, which was pretty cool. But it's like a shooter game. It's like a top-down shooter thing. Most people will call it like a twin-stick shooter. But on the thing is, you only have like one analog stick on the Dreamcast there, so that can kind of lead to some tricky situations and whatnot. But you can play as like a lot of characters like Mega Man and Cammy from Street Fighter, and a bunch of other characters like that. I'm trying to think who all are the characters. I know there's another one that's significant, but you know, a bunch of Capcom characters. I remember I figured out about this through a game theory video. I think it was the one where he's like talking about the timeline of video games or something. I think it was that one. I don't know, it's actually the one where he's connecting all the video games, and he brings up Cannon Spike for having Mega Man or something like that. So yeah, it's a really cool top-down shooter kind of game, and you can play it with a friend, so co-op. That's pretty cool. It's actually pretty hard, but I do remember beating it, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, definitely a game that's worth playing. It's kind of expensive, so you know, maybe you can emulate it or something. I know it's taboo, but whatever. We're not talking about Taboo the Sixth Sense over there. What I'm saying, taboo, but. Really good game, especially co-op wise. Next game. Not Doom 3, but it's actually Doom 2 on here. I also need to use this for a certain other game later. But this is my representation of that. I don't actually have a physical like copy of Doom 2. I don't know how you would have that, really. So can't really blame me there. There's a few other games I have to kind of substitute for as well, but you know, whatever. It's no big deal. Yeah, so Doom 2 and Doom 1 also come on here. They're almost like remastered versions. It's pretty cool. Definitely really great package to have here. So Doom 2, I think it's not as good as Doom 1. I think Doom 1 is pretty much a masterpiece. Doom 2 is a great game, but there's a lot of tricky like bullshit puzzle areas, and there's a lot of longer levels and stuff to just like drag on, and it's just like but it's a good sequel to Doom. It's just not as good as the original in my opinion. I always hold the original in such high regard. But as far as Doom games go, it's like my second favorite. So yeah, but definitely a good game, and the music's really good. That's something I will give it, and the gameplay's good. The graphics are good. Everything's good about it. It's a great sequel, but it can never touch the legacy and the mastery of the original. It just felt like more of the original and a little bit different of the original, which is great. And it's a great follow-up to the original, like I'm saying. So that's cool, and I really love that about Doom 2. But yeah, so it's a good game. Next we got D for Sega Saturn. This is a really great game. That's a really good game. But anyway, D for Sega Saturn. Now I remember hearing about this from HVGN, Stop Skeletons Fighting Now, Derek Alexander there. He did a whole big review on the series there, and I got this for like maybe $30 online after that because I wanted to play through it myself. It turns out he like shows most of the game kind of in the review, so like don't watch the review until after you've played the game, because the game is like it's like 2 hours of you can only spend 2 hours in the game before the game ends, so you have to beat the game in 2 hours. And it's a really like cinematic, like almost like a Myst sort of thing, where you're on a grid though. Basically, it's really weird to explain, but you're pretty much on a grid. You can go forward in different directions. You kind of just have to like figure out where you can even go, and then figure out how to progress by doing puzzles and whatnot. So yeah, but yeah, and also, by the way, it's really hard to search the D soundtrack because there really isn't a soundtrack, but also because the letter D, it's just hard to search this game in general because the letter D can mean a lot of things for video games. But anyway, it's a really great game, really underrated, super cool, and like really underground, like hidden gem. It's a gem. It's a gem. It's a hidden gem of a horror experience. And I prefer the Sega Saturn version because apparently the PlayStation version like is censored or something. So yeah, the Sega Saturn version is the one. D and Sega Saturn just kind of go together for me because that's how I've always played this game. And I loved showing this to my friends and stuff. It's just a really unique game. Yeah. You wouldn't know that the letter or unique starts with the letter D or whatever, capital D. That's the way Derek Alexander said it in the review. So really great horror game. You can actually get it on Steam now, actually. So get it, actually. Yeah, play it. It's like $6. I bought it on Steam. All right. We're talking about I don't have anything, but I should have brought out the guide. I should have done that. I was going to do that. Golden Sun, The Lost Age here. Now, this is the sequel to Golden Sun on the GBA there. This is also a GBA game, obviously. But a sequel to Golden Sun. And it's a pretty good follow-up to Golden Sun. I like a lot of elements about it. It's really nowhere near as classic as the original for me. That's going to be a lot of the sequels on this list. It's nowhere near as classic as the original for me, but it does have a lot of cool elements. Like, what I always think of when I think of this game is how, like, late into the game, you can link cable pull all of your party from the first game over, and all of your djinns from the first game over, and then you all fight the final boss, like, and it's like this really epic, like, 5-headed dragon, like, almost like Yu-Gi-Oh! Final boss, and it's like one of the coolest and most incredible things, and just having that kind of connectivity with your original game just is so monumental to me. Like, they've never really done anything like that since. And the music and just the continuation of the story, and the fact that you actually play as kind of the villain characters in this game, which is a really cool aspect. The villain characters in the first game. I mean, they're not really villains, they're just trying to help, I don't know, sorry, spoilers for Golden Sun, not really, but they're trying to help, they're trying to, not have the world end, so they're like kind of anti-heroes. They're pulled into helping the villains because they don't want the villains to succeed, basically. So, yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, point is, it's a great sequel, great follow-up to the original. Really great game. But the original is the one you want to play before this game, and especially if you can get 2 physical cartridges of these games, and you have 2 Game Boys, and you can connect and pull over your party from the original. I haven't done that since like high school, but I did do that, and that was how I originally like that happened. And I've always wanted to go back and play both of them, and like carry over my party or whatever. But it's more of the goodness of the original. It's not quite as good, but it's still really good. So I definitely recommend Golden Sun, The Lost Age there. Alright, next one. Oh, we are talking Crystallis on the NES. Now this, there's a few games that were going to be maybe the 3rd JZNES video, and this was definitely a contender for them. Different one being Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston, which unfortunately isn't on this list. That would probably be like number 103 or something, you know, that would be... I love that game, but I'll admit some of that is nostalgia from having it and just knowing about it from back in the day, just it being such an obscure game. I don't know. It's a great game, I would say. Stanley. We're not talking about Stanley, though. We're talking about Crystallis, which is a game that was one of my early NES games that I played. I don't remember. I think it was Johnny Millennium, actually, on the All Gen Gamers podcast talking about this here. And that was part of the reason I wanted to play it so much, because he would always talk about it. And one of his things was, like, there'd be this question, like, what sequel would you want a sequel to a game? And he'd always bring up Crystallis. And so I wanted to play it. It's like an action kind of RPG, which is pretty cool. It's a really interesting and unique game. You have, like, swords that have different... You have a sword that has, like, different elements, and you can, like, charge up attacks and, like, shoot it at guys and stuff. This is actually in the JZNES intro as well. When it says that the bike theme is there, that's this is the game that's playing there. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, really great game. I loved playing it back in the day. This was one of the early NES games that I actually beat. So very, very cool. Very underrated NES game there. There's certain ways you can actually play this now, too. There's like an SNK collection where you can play this, and it'll just play through the game for you, basically. You just watch somebody play the Crystallis. But especially for an NES RPG, like, there is grinding, but like it's not as bad as some of the other ones. I feel like it's a fair amount of grinding. So this is definitely a really great NES action RPG, and you should definitely play it. It's really cool. It's pretty underrated. It's got good music, good mechanics, just good level design. It's just a really fun game to play. So very very cool game there, Crystallis on the NES. And then we are talking about Dragon Quest Swords here, which is a really cool and very amazing and underrated game. God damn it, I'm going to say that about every single game, aren't I? But this really is an underrated game because nobody ever talks about this one anymore. But I really love it. And even I got my friend to play. It's the Let's Play. I got my friend to play it on that Let's Play back in the day. And he even liked it. And it's on our little, his backlog there of games we're going to play at some point together. So, it's really cool because it's actually like motion controls done well. It's a Wii game, obviously. So it's almost like an on-rails shooter, but it's almost like an on-rails hack and slash is really what it is, with like actual RPG and like leveling up mechanics and whatnot. And so you use the Wiimote to like slash and stuff on the screen, and it mimics your motions a lot better than Skyward Sword, by the way. To where you're slashing and how you can use your shield to like defend and stuff. It's really cool. And definitely a great game. You even have like a party and stuff. I don't even remember how that works. It's been so long since I've actually played this, but I do remember that it's really cool. There's like branching paths on the on-rail stuff and little secrets and stuff that you like can come back and find. It's a pretty short game, not like too terribly long, but it's definitely really cool and really unique, which is another thing I'm going to say a lot. This is a really unique game. That's a really unique game, but it is. It's a really unique game. A really good Dragon Quest spin-off, and like I said in one of the other videos, Dragon Quest series doesn't really have that many bad spin-offs. Actually, some of the main games are worse than a lot of the spin-offs, like 9 and 6. I'm playing through 9, so I'm gonna give it a fair shake, but even so far, I've been bored with it. So, but 6 though is just awful, but it's a lot better than that game, that's for sure. So, I definitely recommend Dragon Quest Swords. I don't think it's that expensive nowadays. I know I picked up a copy for my friend for like $10. That's just around here. Sometimes we have good deals around here. But it's pretty uncommon, actually. I don't really ever see it very often, like in the stores and stuff. I see tons of Wii games, but this isn't one of them. I don't know that it sold particularly super well, but very cool, like, Dragon Quest game, and especially if you love Dragon Quest, you gotta play this game. It's really neat, and it's a very cool, like, hack and slash experience. I remember playing it. I have a lot of good memories playing it back then. This is around like 2012 and stuff, like when the channel was just starting. So this is definitely nostalgic for that time, and I love this game. So very cool. All right, cool. Give me a second. I'm just gonna. Oh boy, I know that just from the music. We got the good old boy JZNES Cogswell Caper on NES. This was the first JZNES review right here. I love this game. This is also the first game I talked about on the Two Dudes in a NES podcast. This game is all sorts of awesome, and the music is incredible. I fucking love the music of this game. It's so good. Listen to the music. It's so good. But aside from that, the gameplay is a lot like Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. It's really really neat. You pick up boxes and kind of throw them at your enemies. It's not like a perfect game or anything. That's why it's a little lower on the list. But I still really love this game, and I still very much think it's an underrated gem. Because it is. It's a gem. It's a gem! It's an underrated. It's super underrated. It's one of... Even to this day, even to this fucking day, I tell you, I never hear about this game. Even now, even amongst NES people, you know, because everyone still talks about Bubble Bobble Part 2, Little Samson, and it was a Panic Restaurant. Or everyone still talks about those games, but nobody fucking talks about the Jetsons. I was the first review on YouTube of the Jetsons, and that's crazy to me, and so that means a lot to me. And this video meant a lot to me. It took me forever to put together, even just the intro for the video, but it was well worth it. That intro was fucking incredible, for the time. I mean, I know it's not anything special, but to me, it's very special. All right, so screw you. You don't think it's special? It's awesome. It's the coolest intro. I just wish I could remaster it, so it would be like not 4:3 or whatever, because that annoys the crap out of me that happened. I tried to do it back in the day too, where it wasn't 4:3, but whatever. But I did a whole review on this game, so you should really check that out, because the review still holds up pretty great. It's still one of my favorite videos on my channel. I love watching that video again and again, because it's very nostalgic, especially thinking back and all the hard work that I put into it, because it was really a lot of hard work. And that's why I kind of forgone the editing thing, because it's just like, it just takes so much time, and I just love doing this. I just love talking off the cuff about these games and stuff, because I think that works better. You get the genuine energy and the genuine reaction and my smile and my happiness about the game, you know, and you can see it on my face how excited I am to talk about it. But yeah, I love this game so much. It is definitely worthy of this list, and I'm so glad it's on here. Definitely check out the review for this. One of my favorite NES games. Awesome. Love Jetsons, Cogswell Caper. Now, we have Kirby's Adventure. Now, the reason that this is a little bit higher than Jetsons is because back in the day, my brother introduced me to a thing called emulators. And this is how I fell in love with the NES, was these emulators. I had games like A Boy and His Blob, and the Mega Man games, and some of the early Final Fantasy games, and the Zelda games. Zelda 2 was especially one I played a lot. But one of my best kind of memories, I would play these on my like dad's laptop or whatever, like late into the night, and then like, you know, because I was a little kid, I didn't have any better to do. I wasn't a little kid, but I was like, you know, like maybe 10, 11, something like that. or like middle schoolish age. But one of them I had was Kirby's Adventure, and that's why it's on here. Because it's really super nostalgic to me. I love the music and stuff. Obviously, the gameplay is awesome. It's a really simple game, but it's a lot of fun. It's just a really great game. But it's super nostalgic to me because I actually can remember playing through it on the emulator, and it was just one of those that I would just go through sometimes because it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I don't have a whole ton to say about it. You know what Kirby's Adventure is, obviously. I don't have to stick up for it. It's not super underrated or anything. It's just a game. It's a really good NES game for sure. It's my favorite Kirby game because I haven't really dove much into that series, but I think the only other one I've like actually beaten is the first one, the Game Boy one. I beat that on my Virtual Boy of all things with the Game Boy emulator, which is funny. But definitely a very cool game. Definitely a great NES game, and the graphics and stuff look amazing for NES. The music's great for NES. The amount of content here for NES is really cool too. Also, I remember this was another early NES game that I got, and one of the earliest NES games I beat as well. So, I mean, I beat it back in the day on the emulator, but on the actual physical NES, this is one of them that I got, like one of the early ones. So, it has a lot of nostalgia for that also, being an early game for my NES set in my collection there. So, Kirby's Adventure, really great game. I don't think I have to, like I said, stick up for that one because everyone knows about that. Everyone knows that's good, right? So, alright, next we're talking about Innsmouth no Yukata, which is a game for the Virtual Boy. It is the premier first-person shooter for the Virtual Boy, where you go down like hallways, and it's like a corridor kind of shooter, almost like something like, think of like Wolfenstein was put into a maze. It's almost like that Baseball or whatever, in a sense. Even that has a little more openness to it. But it's just like you're going down certain paths. And, man, this music is intense. And it's cool because it's a horror game on the Virtual Boy. If you're gonna, like, put your face into something, a horror game, and especially a first-person shooter, is a great idea for a game. I love the monsters. I love the theming and the setting. I love how you have to, like, go and get the key, and then, like, you can get, like, the map if you get, like, this crystal or whatever, which is pretty cool. It's just a really unique game. A lot of fun. It's kind of hard, but it's definitely really cool, and it makes really good use of the Virtual Boy's, like, dual sticks, and just, like, everything. All the features of the Virtual Boy it makes really good use of. Super unique game. Really love it. So, yeah, Innsmouth no Yukata. Next we have Dragon Quest IV. Dragon Quest IV is it's a Dragon Quest game. No, that's pretty much the review. It's a Dragon Quest game, and it's a good one at that. I like how you kind of start off in the different chapters and whatever, and you get to know the characters, and then they all kind of come together as one big party. Spoilers for Dragon Quest IV. I should probably just say it's spoilers for all these games. Just minor spoilers. I'm not gonna like really spoil any of these games, I don't think. But yeah, Dragon Quest IV, definitely a really good Dragon Quest game there. Not like my favorite one, but it is a really good one, you know. And I love having this DS version because this is the same DS version I bought when this like came out because I was a huge Dragon Quest fan back then. Like I said in some other videos, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 was like one of the next Game Boy games I got after Pokemon. So those are really important to me. And then by this point, I think I had already played Dragon Quest 8. And then they started coming out with 4. And I'd played 3 at this point as well because 3 was another one I had on Game Boy Color back in the day. So, yeah. So, but by this time, yeah, I was really looking forward to the fact that they were going to start re-releasing like the only ones I hadn't played, 4 and 5 and 6. At the time, I didn't know that 7 was available, and 9 wasn't out yet. I don't believe so. Yeah, so it was cool to start getting these in the United States, and I definitely remember playing this one a lot. It's a game that I really want to go back to and reevaluate too because it was so long ago that I played this that I don't really have a lot to say about it. that way, but it's a really great Dragon Quest game, and I definitely would recommend it for sure. So. Oh, okay. Why is it? Oh, okay. She's coming in quiet, Luigi there. Next game, Luigi's Mansion. I did a whole review about this, actually. This was Gems from the Backlog number 3, I believe. After Heroes and... what was the other Gems from the Backlog? I don't know. Let's look it up, actually. But, yeah, Luigi's Mansion, pretty good game. I don't, like, you know, it's great, and I just was kind of blown away by Luigi's Mansion because I didn't really, you know, I didn't expect much going in. My friend Mayav doesn't really like this game that much. That's why he gave this copy of it to me. So, yeah, I wasn't expecting much, and I was just kind of blown away by it. It was very, it's almost like sort of Resident Evil 1-esque, which was something I really liked about it. So that's pretty cool. It's really the only Luigi's Mansion game I really, well, at this point anyway, I haven't played 3, but I really actually, like, care for, because, like, I don't know, it's like, the second one is not very good, in my opinion anyway, is of what I played of it, I guess. Is this, okay, so, maybe this is Gems from the Backlog number 2. Okay, I thought it was the third one for some reason. It looks like it's the number 2, but yeah, it's the second gem from the Backlog video, so you can go check that out. I did a whole review on it. Very good, you know, game. I think it's a little underrated because nowadays, like, is it underrated? Because it's like, you know, they made a whole third game off it and stuff. Anyway, so there's that. I don't have a physical copy of Toy Story 2, the game, but it is a really great game. I remember playing it back in the day, actually. My cousins had it. And so we played this game back in the day. I got it on PSN. I have the movie here, is my point. But it is a fucking great 3D platformer for the PS1 of all systems. Like, the PS1 doesn't have that many, like, really quality 3D platformers. That was all the N64's territory. But Toy Story 2 was actually one of them that they actually did really good on the PS1 there. And I know there's the 64 and the Dreamcast version, which are probably better versions, but I really liked the PS1 version. It's all really integrated with the movie, and so you really feel like you're playing a lot of the scenes from the movie, and they've integrated that well. I thought that was really neat. So yeah, and I love Toy Story. I mean, it's one of my childhood movies, and 2 was pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, it's great. It's a great movie. It's not my favorite of the Toy Stories. It is a really great Toy Story movie. But the debate goes on, you know. It's great, though. I love it. I appreciate all of 2 and whatever. But the game itself is a really solid 3D platformer, like I was saying. There's a lot of, like, missions and that kind of stuff where you'll get different... you get Pizza Planet tokens and what's the actual collectible? That's what I'm trying to think of. I don't know if that was the collectible or not. I think that's it. But yeah, I pretty much did them all. I 100%ed the game, so it's cool. Really fun and kind of great movie tie-in. Like one of the best like movie tie-ins as far as I'm concerned for video games. I think that's cool. It's just a really good game. It's a good platformer. Great music. I know Cat Icarus talked about how good the music was in like one of his videos or something, so that's cool. So yeah, it's really good. Toy Story 2. Next we got Super Mario Brothers 3. Now, I'm one of these people who I think this game's a little bit overrated because everyone and their mom sucks this game's dick like super hard. I like this game a lot. I really do. I love this game. I remember I was obsessed with getting this game for Christmas one year, the Game Boy Advance version, and it was the very last present I opened, and I was like super bummed out until I opened it. I couldn't think about anything but that. I contemplated buying it myself and ruining my own fucking Christmas at that point. I mean, I didn't know if it was gonna get. I don't know. It's a big deal. I had a lot of like, we'll not get into that. We'll talk about that if we ever review this game. But I don't know. It was kind of. But anyway, I remember playing this back at my daycare, the same daycare that had Dr. Livingston, Stanley's Search for Dr. Livingston there. And I loved this game, and I remember playing this as a kid too. Obviously, my brother had it, and we would play the shit out of it, so that's fun. So yeah, I really like Super Mario Brothers 3. The way I experienced it mostly was, like seriously experienced it was mostly through the Game Boy Advance version there. I played that a lot when that came out and beat it and whatnot. It was really hard to beat that version of it, but it's a game that I like, but I you know, okay, like, you know, obviously it's it's pretty high on the list. It beat all of those games out, so it is a really good game. I just think that the praise it gets, it's not that it's not deserved, it's just it's really hyped up, you know what I mean? But it's a really good game. It's a really good 2D platformer. It's like one of the primo 2D platformers. I love the Tanuki suit, or the raccoon suit, or whatever, the power-up. You don't really get the Tanuki suit that much. You get that more in later games, honestly. But that power-up, all the power-ups are cool. The worlds are cool. It's just a really, really solid 2D platformer. If you say 2D platformer, most people are going to think of this, you know? So it had to be on the list. Not only for my personal nostalgia with the game, but also just because it's a great game in general. Super Mario Brothers 3. This would include the Game Boy Advance version too, because it's pretty much the same thing. So yeah, great game, love it. One of the better Mario games. All right. Next, we're talking about Persona 5. Now, when I started this list, this wasn't quite as high on the list. But I'll be honest, the music won me over. I listened to Wake Up, Get Up, Get Out There, which we're listening to right now. Life Will Change, Rivers in the Desert, Whims of Fate. Whims of Fate is my favorite because I spent like 20 hours in that goddamn casino dungeon just grinding for that Alice persona. And I remember when this game was revealed, this fucking trailer with this song in it, and we were just like, holy fucking shit. Like, this was the sequel to Persona 4, which I had finally played at that point. And I just played, and then they like announced that this was coming out eventually. I'm like, holy shit. Like, it's big deal back then. When the game came out, I liked the game a lot. Obviously I don't think it's anywhere near as good as Persona 4. That's just my opinion. A lot of people like this a lot better. It had a lot of problems, like the days, the mechanics to where, like, they would take so many of your days for the story, which Persona 4 never fucking did. They took some of your days for the story, sure, but they would always leave you with days that you could do stuff or whatnot. And then, like, there was just never enough time in this game, I felt like. But also the battle system, I didn't... Recruiting demons is fine, but I always preferred the system of Persona 4 where you, like, get the demons through the cards and whatever. I thought that was cool. I don't know, I kind of missed that. There's a lot of things that just aren't as good as Persona 4, in my opinion. Ironically, the music being one of them, even though I just praised the soundtrack. The soundtrack is great, but the Persona 4 soundtrack, to me, is always going to be more classic. How do you stand up to all of those great songs? I was going to name them all, but I'm like, there's too many to name. So many great songs. That game means so much more to me than this game. But this game is still a great game, and especially for all the hype. I have the special edition up there. That's why I was looking up there. I had a really great time with the game. I don't think the characters are as classic as Persona 4. It's just like, comparing to Persona 4, it's not that great, but not as great. But it's still a really, really good game. I gave it a high 9 when I reviewed it. Not as a video, but just like a text review of it back in the day. But I don't know. Some of the problems I hear are ironed out in the remake version, which is also kind of why I put it a little bit higher. Not that I've played that version, but just because I know that it's a good game, and I know that there's potential for it to be a better game if they just fixed a few of the mechanics, and it sounds like they did. I know that's not really singing it high praise, but I do love this game, and I love the game. I don't know if love is really the word. I like this game a lot. There's a lot of great aspects to it. It's a really competent sequel to Persona 4, but it's not as good as Persona 4. That's it. And then, and the music's really good, obviously. So, yeah, it's good. I just have comparison complex towards Persona 4, but I really do like Persona 5. I think it's a really good game. The animation and the battle animations and stuff, and like the way that the dungeons are laid out and whatnot are a good improvement on Persona 4 stuff. I still kind of prefer the Persona 4 way, but I will admit that those are good as well. You know, they did make significant improvements, and what they also thought were significant improvements. And there's like a million things to do in this game also. Like a bazillion social links I never got to. It would be worth replaying. I would definitely want to replay it with the Royale version. So, yeah. And the Phantom Thieves and that was all cool. I like that. So, it's a good PS4 game. It's a good RPG. I just, don't like it as much as Persona 4. Sorry. But it's good. It's a great game. Alright. And next, I forgot, actually, I forgot to grab this earlier, when I was grabbing all my games, because I forgot that I actually, promoted Pikmin up pretty high onto the list, because I really, okay, this game, do I love Persona 5? Probably not. Maybe it's getting close to love, but I love Pikmin. I think this was a great game. Having my experience with it was very good. I'm glad that my friend John kind of introduced me to this. I never really thought that much of it before, like, you know, playing it. But playing it, it's definitely like a really unique, it's an underrated game. No, it's really unique experience of like an RTS game. It's like only Nintendo would have made a game like this, and I just think it's super cool. The concept is awesome. You have 30 days to get these 30 parts or whatever. And it's really speedrunner friendly. I did a whole review on this also, by the way. This is like one of the more recent reviews. But the music's really good. The just the exploration of the game is really cool. I love how you like there's certain, you have to use certain Pikmin to do certain things and like explore certain ways, and it's all about time management and all that. And I really love that aspect of it too. It's just a really great game. It's super unique, and I really resonate with this game. You know, it's really something I didn't think I was gonna like that much, but it ended up being really good, and that's why it ascended to this spot on the list. Very cool game. I know these versions are a little expensive. I think you can get them on the Wii U shop if you still have that lying around. But they need to remake, or not even remake, just remaster these games and throw them out on Switch. Pikmin 1 and 2 collection, you know? You don't have to put out 3, because I know you already put that out as a game. But, yeah, Pikmin 1 and 2 collection. I haven't even played 2 or 3, but I think that would be cool, especially because I don't have 2 yet, so, but, might be getting that soon. We'll see. Anyway, so, yeah, it's a game that I really enjoy. I really appreciate the game. I appreciate what the game is doing. It's just a really cool and unique game, so definitely play Pikmin. It's awesome. Alright, and then we have Galactic Pinball for the Virtual Boy. Now, I love the Virtual Boy, and I think it's a really, really cool system. One of my favorite systems for sure, just because it's underrated. But Galactic Pinball, and I collected every game for the system other than Virtual Bowling. I think I mentioned this in some recent video. Oh, I mentioned it when I was doing my room tour videos, which you probably haven't seen yet up to that point, because there's like 10 of them or something. Yeah, really, really solid pinball game. My favorite pinball game, for sure. It's just a really fun game, and especially a really fun Virtual Boy title. Did it need to be a Virtual Boy title? Probably not, but it's just, it's like the primo pinball game for me. I just have so much fun, good memories playing through this, and there's a little Samus cameo and stuff. Just, the levels are fun. It's just a fun game to play. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's just like a really great Virtual Boy game. Definitely in my top like 5 or 10 Virtual Boy games there. Probably top 5 because I imagine that that's as many Virtual Boy games as there are here, like around to talk about. But so yeah, really really solid Virtual Boy game, and I really enjoy that. So Galactic Pinball, definitely a favorite. A lot of fun playing that on good old Virtual Boy there. Next game, what do we got? Got good old Tekken 3 here. Now this is a game I had as a kid. My brother had it, but I played this a lot as a kid, and I basically beat the game with all the characters to unlock everything, and that was something that I did for a long time there. Really remember loving doing that. A lot of fun. Definitely a fun game to play with friends as like a versus experience. One of the better versus fighting games in general, but like definitely on the PS1, it's one of the best ones. Fucking really, really good game. I have so many good memories playing this game. It's just a really primo fighter. I got this for like $5 when I just started collecting video games again, so it also means a lot to me for that. But it means a lot to me from back in the day as well. There's a lot of modes to it too. There's like a side scroller, like kind of adventure mode where you just fight a bunch of guys. It's like a beat 'em up almost thing. It's like a volleyball mode, and it's got a bunch of cutscenes and a lot of really cool characters like Yoshimitsu. You have like a sword and shit. Gon, the little fucking dinosaur asshole who just farts or whatever. It's really dumb, but like he's pretty cool. So yeah, Tekken 3. It's a lot of fun. A lot of great characters. It's a really good fighting game. Definitely really cool. Great game. I don't know what else to really say much about it, but it's really good. Alright, next game we have Dragon Quest Heroes. This is a hack and slash Dragon Quest game in the style of Dynasty Warriors and that kind of stuff. And like Hyrule Warriors and all those Warriors games. I did a whole review on this too. This is actually the very first Gems from the Backlog video. So very, very cool game. I really love it. I love the fan service. The Dragon Quest characters all coming back. You have Nira and Bianca from Dragon Quest V and Jessica from Dragon Quest VIII. Let me see. Who else is in here? Yeah, you have some Dragon Quest VI characters, whatever. You got the Dragon Quest IV characters, Elena and Kirkle, and a bunch of them. And it's just really fun to fight. And just taking down some of these like big, massive Dragon Quest characters, like the big Cyclops guys or whatever, and the sorry, I'm thinking about a ton of games right now, so it's like hard to remember everything. And like the dragons and stuff, fighting them as like a boss or like even a mini boss at a level, is just so cool and significant. It feels like you are finally playing the action of a Dragon Quest game rather than it just being like turn-based. But like turn-based is fine, and that's what I love about Dragon Quest is the turn-based and how consistent that's been over the years. But this definitely is like one of the best Dragon Quest spin-offs, and I'm going to say that a lot because Dragon Quest spin-offs are just awesome, you know, and that's so cool. I just love all of the fan service, all of the items and stuff are like from the old games, all of the just like everything, you know, all the enemies and stuff. It's a super fun game for Dragon Quest fans, you know. It really filled me with a lot of nostalgia for Dragon Quest, and I just love that. And even the main characters are cool, and just doing all the moves and stuff, and the super moves, and just it's a really good. The feel of the game is really great, and the aesthetic and just everything about it's cool. One of the first PS4 games that I played, so that's awesome. Definitely very good game. It's really cheap now. You could get it super cheap, so pick it up if you're a Dragon Quest fan, for sure. Alright. Next game we're talking about Yep. Okay. Mega Man Battle Network 6. I actually have this is sealed there. I bought this for like, I don't know, like $8 or something at Disc Replay. I don't know why the fuck they were selling it so cheap, but I bought it. So yeah, it is a great one of the better Mega Man Battle Network games. So yeah. I mean, I didn't put a lot of them on this list, but this is certainly one of them. It's very top tier in terms of those. Uh, it kind of is one of my favorite ones because the 3 and 6 and 1 are kind of the main story. I'd say of the Mega Man Battle Network games. So yeah, like that's why this is so significant, and it's the ending to the series. It just it kind of went back to the style of Mega Man Battle Network 3 again, which is my favorite style of Mega Man Battle Network. So I thought that was really cool. It's just a really great game. They changed up a lot of stuff, like the characters and whatnot, but so yeah, I don't know. It's great. I really need to replay it. That's why I was trying to do those during the replay series, and I should get back to that at some point, I know. But doing those again, but they're just kind of long and they take a while, but maybe that's why I should be playing them on the side. But yeah, one of the better Mega Man Battle Network games. So 6, very good. What we got next? Oh, is it gonna go to the next one? Looks like it's stuck for some reason. Nope. Okay, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Let's jam out to that for a second. We're talking about Katamari Damacy Reroll. I really loved this game. I actually did a whole review on this as well. And sorry, I'm just jamming now. The music's excellent, obviously. Anyway, so yeah, we're talking about Reroll. The gameplay is really unique, just rolling shit up. That's a really cool mechanic. I did a whole review, but anyway, I just want to jam to the music. It's awesome. The music's really fucking cool. It's just a really unique game. How many times am I gonna say that this video? I knew I would reach the point where I just keep saying that at some point. I listen to Lonely Rolling Star like at least once a week or something, because it's an amazing song. Definitely one of the best like video game songs. I love this game. I don't know really what to say about it. Just like I said, did a whole review. Just a really fun game. Definitely worth playing. I know this version's kind of expensive, but it's a really good version to get if you're gonna get it. It's a really short game too. That's another thing I really appreciate about it. I just kind of did it in one sitting, so that's cool. Anyway, yeah, it's great. I love Katamari Damacy. Definitely looking forward to playing the other ones. All right. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. We're talking Tetris DX here. My favorite version of Tetris there, which I really love, and I remember playing this a lot, and I still play it a lot. This is, if I ever need to just zone out with a game or whatever, like while I'm listening to an audiobook, like I was listening to Ready Player 2 more recently. It's actually, I have my Game Boy right here that I was using. What was I playing after that? I guess I was playing Pac-Man after that. But I'll just take this and throw it in, and I can spend hours on it. I remember when I originally got this, actually back in college, I would just play this, just zone out to it. You know, it's a really stress-reducing game, and you can just totally chill with it, and it's all good, and you can just, your mind just melds into it. It's great. That's why I love the game. It's really therapeutic and relaxing. it's a lot of fun. Obviously, it's Tetris. I mean, what do I need to say about Tetris? It's one of the greatest games of all time. What can be said about Tetris? I don't know. Tetris is like Breath of the Wild because it's an open-ended game where you get to choose where the pieces go. There you go. Bet that hasn't been said before. Maybe it has. I don't know. Somebody out there might have compared Tetris to Breath of the Wild, but I kind of doubt it. So there you go. That's a thing. I just did that. Tetris. It's really good. And DX is my favorite version. I don't know why. It feels the best. It's the one I like the most. DX, man. That's the one. Tetris DX. So there you go. I don't know what else to say about it. It's great. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so now we're on these. Oh, fuck! Me in the ass. Alright, hold on. Sorry, I'm spoiling. Maybe that you can't see. Okay. Alright. Banjo-Kazooie. This is a great, one of the premier 3D platformers, especially of its era. It's kind of what I think of when I think of 3D platformers for the 64. I know everyone likes to go back to Mario 64. Sorry guys, hasn't aged as well as Banjo-Kazooie. Just saying, it's the better version of Mario 64, and they actually perfected a lot of what Mario 64 set out to do. And as much as like they changed the controls a little bit or whatever, I think the Xbox version is a lot better because it actually saves your notes and whatnot. So you don't have to like keep redoing the level again and again and again or whatnot. So I would definitely play that version if you have the opportunity to do that. But it's a great game. The music is legendary. The hub world is awesome. It lets you, as long as you're like getting some of the jiggies or whatnot, you can like skip levels or go ahead to levels and just like unlock new levels and stuff. It's just really cool. I love how that works. I love collecting things in this game. Just the feel of playing Banjo-Kazooie is great. You get new moves. The levels are legendary. Fucking Treasure Trove Cove, Mumbo's Mountain, Mad Monster Mansion. You have Freeze Easy Peak, the best level in the fucking game. The music is so many great tracks. Gobi's Valley. You know, Mumbo's Mountain. Treasure Trove Go. Yeah, Clanker's Cavern's okay. Bubble Glue Swamp I know is my favorite, my friend's favorite level. Yeah, just the feel of playing the game. Oh, fucking Rusty Bucket Bass is shitty. Click Clock Wood, you know. I can't do the thing. Anyway, Click Clock Wood is a really cool level. It's very hard, and I remember it was exhausting when me and my friend played it more recently. But I know the game is kind of flawed and has some problems, but I love Banjo-Kazooie. It's one of my favorite N64 games, which is saying a lot because there are a lot of amazing games on N64. I hold the N64 in very high regard, even though the resolution has aged terribly. The system had some very quality games, especially for early 3D. And Banjo-Kazooie was definitely one of them. The final boss fight with Gruntilda was fucking epic as all shit. This music is incredible. I did a whole Nerd Symphonics, a series that I made like 2 videos on. I made a college project on the music of goddamn Banjo-Kazooie because it's that fucking good. It's amazing. It's one of the best video game soundtracks like of all time. Bar so many games, but you know, like for platformer, it's just so premium. But also, there's a lot of the underbelly, you know, your Rusty Bucket Bay, Clanker's Cavern, etc., that kind of holds the game back from being like a true masterpiece. But it's still very, very good, and I love Banjo-Kazooie. It's definitely a game Like, I just get happy when I'm, like, playing it, you know, and I'm hearing the music, and it's like, just the feel of playing Banjo-Kazooie is awesome, so I love it. Banjo-Kazooie, great game. Also, another game that kind of, when I was getting back into gaming, this was one of them that was really important to me and early on and this and that, so there you go. It's an important game to me. Alright, next thing. Oh, okay. Sorry, these ones are mixed up now, so I've got to, like, grab them. Talking Rayman on PS1. This is actually my original copy of Rayman on PS1 here, which is really cool. Definitely a fantastic game, a great platforming game, a 2D side-scrolling platformer game. Definitely very nostalgic. But this is the hardest motherfucking game I have ever beat. It's funny because my manager called me the hardest motherfucking guy yesterday that he's ever met. But this is the hardest motherfucking game that I ever fucking beat. Because this game is fucking impossible. It is legendarily hard. And you have to have some fucking patience for this game. Not only that, but on top of that, I actually did a whole retrospective on this game as well. Okay, yeah, I forgot. I started, oh god. I started adding in more songs for each game now. So now I have a little bit more time to talk about each game. That's for some of them anyway. Like this one. The soundtrack is legendary on this game. The graphics and the aesthetic of this game is beautiful for a 2D game. It is, the artwork is so, it's fucking cartoony as shit, and oh my god, the level design is just infuriating, but the levels themselves are just so vibrant and colorful, and sometimes they're dark and dreary, but they have such the perfect atmosphere. The look of this game is incredible, and even the resolution holds up fine. You know, it looks amazing, this game. It's just, the gameplay is so infuriating because they made this a really hard platformer, and you have to 100% complete the game to get to the final level and beat the game. And that, like, is just, that's crazy. So, not only is it one of my favorites because I played this so much back on the day on my cousin's, like, computer, and then I got my own copy, and, like, never got past World 2 because it was, like, impossible. But the climb to beat this game and the grind to do that in college was excessive, to say the least. And I didn't even use the code. I went and grinded that first level for 100 lives, every single level, and sometimes multiple times on a level. No, that doesn't make any sense. But sometimes I would just go back through instead of... I eventually got the idea to save after, you know, getting my 100 lives or whatever. I think I knew that most of the game. I'm just saying. Sometimes, I think a few times I had to, like, go back and get... Anyway, doesn't matter. Point is, that, the game's incredible, but it's also really fucking hard. So, just saying. Great game, though. Really nostalgic. Love it. Super glad I beat it. So, alright. And then we got, is this it? Yep. Mega Man 1 here. This is another game that I had on my emulator back in the day. So I have a lot of nostalgia connection through that. So I definitely played a lot of it back in the day on the emulator. I think I beat it through that way with save states or whatever. And then when I got back into the NES, this was one of the first games that I kind of got and beat again. I actually did an initial impressions video. That's the farthest that my videos will scroll back for me anyway. On this video, early on the channel, like 2012 or something. So yeah, I really enjoy this game. I think it's one of the best Mega Man games. I like all of the other Mega Man games, but one, for some reason, just holds like a really special place in my heart, and probably because I had it on the emulator there, and I played a lot of it. It's just classic, you know? It's really one of the coolest, like, NES games. and it really stood out amongst its peers at the time, and it really pushed forward non-linear gameplay in terms of you could choose whatever level you wanted, and you took your the enemy's powers and used them against other enemies, and so there was a strategy about it that is super cool, you know, really unique and innovative sort of NES game, which they, you know, eventually ran into the ground. But the music's really good, everything about it's good. It's Mega Man. It's fucking awesome. This is where it all started right here, and I love Mega Man, and I love so many of the Mega Man games, the Mega Man Battle Network series, the Legends series, but this is the one that started it all right here, and it's got that fucking terrible box art, but it's legendary, you know. It's such a good game. I love Mega Man 1. So yeah, great NES game, one of my favorite NES games, one of my early NES games, so that's cool. Oh, here we go. Let's crank that shit a bit. Yeah! Talking Journey to Silius. Journey to Silius is... Okay, maybe not that one. Journey to Silius is one of the best NES games. Definitely friggin' underrated as all heck. I love this game. I did a whole Two Dudes in a NES podcast about it. I don't think I ever put that one up on the channel. I think the only one I ever put up on the channel was the JZNES one. The music is fucking legendary. This is one of the best side-scrolling shooters on the NES. I know everyone loves Contra. This is my side-scrolling shooter on the NES. I love just the levels and everything, the enemies and stuff. It's a really, really hard game, but I love going through it. I remember when I beat it, I was like super ecstatic. This is also another early NES game that I had. Definitely also owe this game a lot because the HVGN reviewed it, and it was one of his first reviews. So it's really special to me because of that also. It's one of the first ones that he did that like really also resonated with me super well. You know, like I haven't like really put enough time into like Metal Storm or like a few of the other ones that he reviewed early on to kind of give them the time of day. But this is one that like, this is one of my like, it's probably one of the first like 10 NES games I got or something. And I just remember running through it and was never able to get past like the 3rd level or something until I figured out about the 9 continues cheat. Even then I still had to, it's not even a cheat, it's like you go into a menu or whatever. Even then I still had to like really try hard on it, but it's not an easy game. It's really hard, but it's a really rewarding game. I just really love it. I love the music. I love just everything about it. It was once a Terminator game that got turned into this. Of course, it's Sunsoft, so the music's going to be great, but the game's going to be hard as shit. So, deserves a remake. If Blaster Master can get a fucking remake, this game needs it. Or just a remaster. Just remaster it. Throw it up. That's what I want. Please. So, God, the music is fucking legendary, man. I remember saying to my friend one time, I can't believe this is 8-bit when we were like jamming to this. It's true, man. It's fucking, oh, listen to that. It's incredible. So, yeah, but anyway, Journey Slice, really great game. One of my favorite NES games for sure. Fucking legendary shit right there. I just want to keep jamming because it's so good. All right, what's the next one? Let's find out. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like, what's this music? Tank! And we're not talking the Wii U version. I've never even played this. I'm talking the arcade version, motherfucker. That shit is excellent. It's so fucking amazing. The thrill of playing the fucking arcade version of Tank is so good. Playing against your friends and just fucking the rumbling and shit. You're just like boom, boom. You're like every time you shoot, you're boom. You feel it, man. It's fucking excellent. I don't know. It's just like one of the coolest arcade games. It's my favorite arcade game, for sure. Outside of like maybe like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and like I really like playing Street Fighter against my friend Street Fighter 2 that is against my friend Jameson. But damn, like. If fucking Analog had a tank machine, I would just be fucking, that would be crazy, man. But it's definitely one of my favorite arcade games. I remember, Where's the first time I ever played this? I don't know if it was, it might have been, Coin Jam. I'm not sure, in Salem there, where my friend Nick used to live a while ago. Maybe that was the first time I experienced it. I don't know. I remember it being with him, wherever it was. Maybe it was like a Dave and Buster's or something we first experienced it at. I think that was probably accurate. But he showed it to us, and like it was like the craziest fucking arcade game. Anytime I see this, I flip out, and I'm like, we have to play Tank Tank Tank. This is the coolest fucking shit ever. It's amazing. One of the best arcade games. I hear this version's not that great, but goddamn, that game is excellent. So much fun to play. There's like, it's like battle tanks, or what is that what it's called? I don't know, on the 64 that we played that's a lot like Tank Tank Tank. But there's nothing that compares to sitting in that seat with your friends, fucking blowing the fuck out of them. It's not like that. Blowing them up with your fucking missiles and shit. Good shit. Fucking one of the coolest arcade games. Love Tank Tank Tank. Just saying. I don't know. I haven't played it in a while because it's not a game that we have around here much, but... Oh. Oh, okay. Wait, where's that at? That fall, too? Uh-oh. Oh, it's over here. What the fuck? Wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. Is that accurate? Hold on a second. I've just been going up the music so far, but hopefully this is actually accurate. It is. Okay. Oh. Wait a second. Hold on a second. What the fuck? Alright. Rolling it back. Alright, that was number 71 there. It was Tank Tank Tank. But... wait a second. So where's the music on? I know I put these music on here, didn't I? Did it skip those? Are you fucking kidding me? No. What the hell? Alright. Well, fuck. Okay. What the hell? I know I put this music on here at some point. Alright, we're taking it back. I fucked this up already. So, after Banjo-Kazooie, which was number 77. I haven't been saying the numbers, by the way, just because, sorry about that. But, after Banjo-Kazooie, actually, the next game was Princess Tomato and the Salad Kingdom, which I know I fucking put a song on here for, but I don't know where the fuck that went. Alright, so Princess Tomato and the Salad Kingdom is a game that me and my friend, Mayab, this is the last game that we ever played together, before we moved, that is. Not that this is the last game we ever played together, period, because that's not true, but the last game we ever played together before we moved. And this was like one of the later, not later NES games, this is pretty early on, like within the top like 300 or earlier that I got, like the first 300 or something. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Anyway, point is, number 76, we're doing Princess Tomato here. It's a really cool game. It's a sort of a like a point and click sort of game. It really, like, graphically very good for the NES. Made by Hudson Soft, actually. So that's pretty cool. But very, very neat, sort of weird, quirky, and like funny sort of game for the NES there. I love it. I loved going through it with my friend Bayab. And just like trying to figure everything out, and it's just a really fun and underrated NES game there. Just one of my favorites, and it holds a lot of meaning to me because of when I played it. So there's that. And then sorry, the next game, I can't fucking, how the fuck did that happen? I can't understand this. All right, so then number 75 is A Boy and His Blob, which is another game that back in the day, fuck, I want to put on music for these, but I can't. Now it's all fucked up. All right, another game that back in the day, I played this a lot on emulator because this was such a cool game. I actually remember beating this on emulator like way late into the night. Like it's supposed to have been like 3 or 4 in the morning one time on my dad's like laptop, like I was talking about, and it just meant so much to me. This is such a cool fucking game. It's really cool, really unique. You know, you feed the blob the beans, the jelly beans, and he can grow into different things, and then you have to figure out how to like get through the levels and stuff like that. It's like a one open world. It's pretty cool. So I love this game so much. I have a lot of nostalgic connection to it as well for that reason, from playing it as a kid. There, and then yeah, actually this was the other game that was kind of potentially going to be the third JZNES video. This is actually potentially going to be the first JZNES video before that was even a fucking thing. JZNES. So actually, it was right when I was going to do JZNES. Was this was going to be the first game that I was going to review. I don't know why I didn't, but this is definitely one of my favorite like NES games or whatnot. So very cool, very great game. I don't really know what much to say about it. I got it signed by the creators there, which is awesome. Very awesome. It's really cool. It's a really unique game, and I love it. Sorry for that detour. So, okay, 74 was Rayman. 73 is Mega Man 1. 72 is Journey to Silius. 71 is Tank Tank Tank. And then we'll talk about this game with the rockin' soundtrack here. We got Einhinder for the PS1. A game that I actually played on that that demo disc. This would be this is on the red demo disc, the one that I played Tomba and that kind of stuff on, and Blasto and all those other ones there. So yeah, really great side-scrolling shooter. Very, very hard. Okay, if there was really the hardest game that I ever... Okay, Rayman was probably actually the hardest game that I ever beat, but if there was a close second, this might be it. Without the unlimited continues. Now, with the unlimited continues that I used, it becomes doable. You still have to spend a lot of time going through it or whatnot, but it becomes more manageable, and then I actually beat it. But it's like doing this game all in like, what, 3 or whatever fucking continues? Like, there's no fucking way I would have made it. And doing that, like, God mode to you if you actually could fucking do that shit. Like, holy crap, man. Is this at the end of... Yeah, anyway, it's a really great, yeah. Sorry. It's a really great, side-scrolling shooter. I just remember playing it so much, that demo back in the day, and then I started playing it more in like college when I actually got this for pretty cheap, like $30 or whatever. But I definitely love this game. It's really underrated. It's very Squaresoft, you know, so it's like it's early. It's before there was Square Enix actually. Squaresoft, so it's one of their really cool games from this time. The mechanic of taking the enemy's weapons and then you can switch them to the top or the bottom of your ship and doing that, and you get like one hit and then you just die. So it's like a really challenging game. I just love the game. It's really hard though, so be warned. But a lot of nostalgia with this game as well, just from playing that demo so many times. All right, next game. Wait a second. Did I swear to God, if I miss this, I'm gonna fucking lose my head here. Okay, no. That one's still farther up. Oh, I see. It's on the end here. Okay. Gauntlet 2! A game... I actually got this in box for $15. That's really cool. At a Portland Retro Gaming Expo, I believe. This is a game that is kind of a... It's an NES game, by the way. Is that it? Okay. It's a really great 4-player game. Me and my friends love playing this game. 4-player style. There's so many memes in here, like the wizard needs food badly, and you shot the food or whatever. Like, we had a Lost Retro Troop Let's Play of this game that I never put up. I don't think, because half of it was missing or is corrupted or something. I don't fucking remember. Something's wrong with half of it. I never had the footage for the other half, so I didn't want to put the whole thing. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, but it's definitely a game that it's just like a dungeon crawler, and you're just like kind of exploring like overhead Zelda style, and you shoot little things at like a bunch of enemies. It kind of reminds me of this like weird obscure like Flash game, Merlin. If you ever played that, which Flash is no longer around as far as I know. So, oh, um, so yeah. But anyway, sorry. So, point is, there's not much of a soundtrack to Gauntlet 2. That's actually the only song, and that's the title screen song. And then the rest of it is just like there's no music, but there's like hundreds of levels in this game or something. I don't even think this one ever ends. It's just like randomly generated until the end of time if you want. The original Gauntlet ends, but the cool thing about this is you can do 4 players, and it's one of the very few NES games where you can do 4 players. So it's always a lot of fun to just hook it up and play it with my friends. And we haven't played it in a long time, but I have so many good memories of us playing through this game together and just playing, not playing through it. I mean, you can't play through it, but just playing this game together and just having a really good time with it. So a lot of great memories with Gauntlet 2, you know, so it's definitely one of my favorite NES games, for sure. You're going to hear that a lot too. Start a counter for that one. All right. We are talking Tonga 2. No, I'm just kidding. That's from the Donkey video there. Tomba 2, which is a game that my brother gave me as a gift one time. I mentioned this in the Tomba video. But I really do enjoy this game a lot, and obviously I don't think it's as good as the original. Another sequel where it's not as good as the original, but I do like it a lot, and it's a really good follow-up to Tomba. I just wish that it would have been more in the side-scrolling vein again. They made it more 3D, and they added like a sidekick character and stuff. It's like, I don't know, but there's still a lot of redeeming aspects to it. There's still a lot of great quests, and still a lot of great lore added to the Tomba universe here. But to me, Tomba is always the original game, you know. I just kind of want another game like that. And there is this game, Double Shake, which I backed, and it's actually got it's backed now. It was a Kickstarter or whatever, and they reached their goal, and the whole thing. Anyway, the point is that they said that they were really inspired by Tomba and Tomba 2 and like the Klonoa games, which I really want to get around to because I hear those are very much like Tomba. So yeah, so that's cool. I definitely really like this game. I would definitely really love to do a replay, a JZNES replay on it. I did beat this, so it technically would be a replay. It would be like a gem from the backlog or nothing. But I really would love to do a replay on this because I have not played this game in full since back then, because of a few annoying quests. Whenever I do Tomba, I'm not really annoyed by any of the quests. They're really, you know, not that annoying. But there are a few really annoying quests in here, like the bird washing quest, and I'm trying to think of what the other one was. The cart quest is hard. So yeah, but it's still a really great game. It's still a really great sequel to Tomba. I love the music. Obviously, the original music is much better, but I still love the music. This music's good. Just the theming and the setting and the progression of the lore of Tomba, I think, is just great. And so I really love that, and I love having played that back in the day. Got a lot of nostalgia with that. All right. No, we're not talking about Mega Man Legends, not yet. But we are talking about Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and one of my mains in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is Tron Bonne, because she's the best, and I love this theme, because it's fucking awesome. Let's jam to that. Can't jam too much, because I actually have to review this, or talk about this, or whatever, because this is the only song I have on here for this. Yeah! Awesome. Anyway, this is one of my favorite fighting games, like, ever. me and my friends have so much fucking fun playing this together. Now, I really do enjoy also Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in the arcade, and the original actually as well. This is the premium primo at-home experience for this. It has like most of the Marvel characters and like so many Capcom characters that are awesome. And so it's just so much fun to play against your friends. And me and my friends have so many good gaming nights and so many good memories playing this, you know. So I love it. I love playing Tronbon, Zero, and like Iron Man, the Hulk, and any of those. But it's Tronbon, Zero, and somebody else, you know. So generally like somebody else, but like yeah, that's my team, you know. And I always play them, and like I was always really hard to beat as Tronbon. Eventually my friend Jameson figured out that the character Hagar works pretty good against Tronbon, so it was a good counter. But really, really, really great fighter versus fighter. Listen to that. That's badass. I love this. Love the song. Love the music. Love the settings. Fucking Catalog's Island from Mega Man Legends is one of the settings or whatever. I just think that was fucking awesome. I love that. I love it. It's a great fighting game. Very good. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it really. It's just great, and my friends love fighting, playing in it. We haven't played it in a while, but you know, it's still a great game. Alright. Sorry, Tronbon. Oh, here we go. Fuck yeah. There it is. Zelda 2. Donkey's greatest game of all time. No, just kidding. It is on the video though. I don't know. This looks pretty good. No, this is great. I love Zelda 2. Despite what everyone says, everyone fucking dogs on this game. Oh, it's not great. It's not as good as like the original and all these other games. Yeah, of course not. Of course it's not as good as the original. But you know what? Fuck it. This is underrated as shit, man. This game is awesome. It's hard. I know it's hard. I know you gotta grind and stuff, but I don't mind the grind, man. Look, it's cold. Ooh. No, but I find it really underrated. I think it's cool. I love how you it still has that feeling of exploration. The overworld theme is incredible. The music is legendary. The palace theme, fucking it's everything. The battle theme. Oh my god. The Beyond Being Human, like medley version of this game. I just get all teary-eyed at the end when it like goes into the fucking overworld theme. Oh my god, it's amazing. It's fucking incredible. And the gameplay is really good, and exploring the dungeons and stuff is fun. The secrets and stuff. I love Zelda 2. I do. I know it's not perfect, and I know it's really hard and frustrating to some people, but to me, Zelda 2 just means so much. This is another game that back in the day, I played the shit out of this on emulator, and then eventually I ended up beating it on the collection, the GameCube collection, which I don't know how the fuck I did that. I had that on Game Boy Advance back in the day. It's just one I really, really love. I love Zelda 2 so much, and I think it's just really underrated, and I don't know, man. It's such a great game, and everyone needs to stop hating on this so much, you know? It's underrated. It's a gem! It's a gem! It is, though. I love Zelda 2. It's not one of my, like, it would probably be in, like, my top 10 Zelda games. Maybe. It's so hard, because there's so many good ones, but, for me, it probably would be, but, the music is just so good. I'm nostalgic about it. It's such a fucking great game, you know? And that's what I'm just saying about all of these games, isn't it? It's so great, but hopefully, like, my genuine reaction is like, it's so good. Like, you know, like, that means something to somebody, but that's why we're doing this video. I just want to geek out about all these games, you know? Alright, what's next? Come on, soundtrack, get me going. Actually, oh. I know what's next. We're talking about Resident Evil 3. Yeah, I don't have the game, alright? This is the only one that I don't even have like a... I don't know, I could have brought out some other Resident Evil game, but I didn't want it to get confused. I'm talking about Resident Evil 3, Nemesis here. Not the remake, never played the remake yet. I heard that's not that great. The original Resident Evil 3 Nemesis on the PS1 there. I love that game. I think that the choice system is cool, and there's so many different endings, and I love that you play as Jill again, because I liked Resident Evil 2 well enough, but Resident Evil 3, and you're actually going through the city and whatnot, you know, that we've heard about this whole time. Yeah, you do a little bit of that in Resident Evil 2. You actually, like, explore the city in a lot. And there's a lot of exploration in Resident Evil 3. There's a lot better guns, and just like, you can, like, upgrade your guns and stuff. It's cool. I love Jill. I love her story. I love that Barry's in there at the end. Spoilers for Resident Evil 3! Oh, no. Nemesis is one of the most fucking antagonizing villains of all time. He was the Mr. X of his day. He's probably even worse antagonizing than Mr. X. Okay, the Mr. X in the remake was really cool, but fucking, oh my god, such a great game. I don't have a whole ton to say about it. It's just, it's like the perfection of the Resident Evil formula. Now, I like Resident Evil 1 a lot, and I'm very nostalgic for that game, but I think that Resident Evil 3 is better. They've refined the gameplay and stuff. It was just done better. The level design, maybe that the level design was better, but just the way that, like, the way it's done, and the expansion of the lore of the whole story and all of that about Raccoon City, I just thought that was really cool. Jill was always one of my favorite characters, so I love seeing her come into her own and stuff. You get to go back through the police station from 2. It's like the perfect Resident Evil game, and especially perfect classic Resident Evil game. None really beat that in terms of, like, you know, gameplay and everything. And even the music is great, and I just really love it. It's a great game. I used to play it a lot on PC back in the day, just kind of funny, and then I got the PSN version, so yeah, it's Resident Evil 3. It's good. Yeah, okay, there we go. Alright, I did a whole review on Duke Nukem 3D, actually this version. It's a great game, and the rewind feature is very helpful, because there are some very frustrating moments in the game. But I think that this is like one of the primo classic 90s shooters. You know, there's Doom and those kind of things. Chex Quest. I should have put Chex Quest on the list. Okay, Chex Quest gets to be number 103, alright? But, yeah, no, for sure. I should have put Why did I put Chex Quest on this list? I kind of forgot about it, honestly. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Wait a second. Oh, no. Oh, God damn it. This is an older version of the list. That's alright. It's okay. Sorry. I left off, okay, really 103 would be, if anything, it'd probably be higher. It might have made the main portion of this list. I had to I think at one point the save file for this list got, like it didn't save or something. Because I had to edit it a lot to get it to where I was happy with it. But, okay, I just want to say, Duke Nukem, great game. Watch the review about it. What I wanted to say was, my Jurassic Park, the RTS game would have made it on here somewhere in these lower numbers. By the way, that was number 64. I haven't been saying the numbers. My PC Jurassic Park RTS game was one that I wanted to put lower on this list. So that would have been somewhere on here. I don't know. Maybe it really wouldn't have made it. Maybe it didn't make it. But I'm pretty sure I had it on here at one point. So maybe I decided against it. But I don't know. Just, that was one. That's an honorable mention. It's a good one. So yeah, that was number 64 there. Duke Nukem. Not a lot to say about it. I played it a lot back in the day. My brother had it for sure. That's probably the definitive version of it right there for sure. So, all right, next game we're talking about. We're jamming because this is Cerulean City. Beautiful. It's serene. This is the remake to one of my favorite fucking games. Spoilers, I guess, for the next list. To one of my favorite games. here. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, and I've got Eevee here. I don't actually have Pikachu, but oh my god, listen to that music. The music was so well done. That was the one thing I'm like, god damn, if they don't get Lavender Town right, if it's gonna be some watered down version. But no, it was great. And all the music is super good. It's super well done. It's just, oh my god. And they nailed the aesthetic of the world. It's super cute again and stuff. But everything looks well. It's all very well recreated. The only downfall to this game is that it's like severely too easy. And there's no challenge at all. There should have been a hard mode. If there was a hard mode to this, this would be like almost the definitive remake. This would almost be better than the original game, you know? Like at that point. But there's not. And the difficulty is a big sticking point. But you can even have a friend come in and he can have his own second Pokemon team. And it's like, wow. Like it just makes it really easy. But it's a fun game, and it's a fun game to play with a friend. And it's so fucking nostalgic because you get to experience all of Kanto again. I have the hat. I mean, I fucking love Pokemon. Like, I'll get into it in a bit here, but I love Pokemon. That was my childhood. And to have this game where it's a remake of Gen 1, one of my favorite generations, it just was so special to me. And this is such a great game. It's really, really good. But it's too easy. That's the biggest problem with the game, is that it's way too fucking easy. They just made it a little bit harder. But they made a lot of good quality of life improvements, like the rides and stuff, which they took, I think, from Gen 7 to permanently kind of replace TMs, just like they did in the later games. I mean, HMs, sorry. So, yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And the music is just incredible. Listen to this. It's so fucking nostalgic. I love it. Pokemon. It's amazing. Alright, which one is this? Oh, is this, Dragon Quest 2. Okay. Right? Yeah. So that was number 63. Number 62, Dragon Quest 2. Not this version specifically, because I don't really like the NES versions quite as much. But, I don't really have, like, I do... Okay. I have a physical copy of Dragon Warrior 1 and 2, but we'll talk about that later. So, and that's the version I really played, or Dragon Quest 2, 1 and 2, which is, there's Dragon Warrior 1 and 2, because it was on Game Boy. But anyway, I played this a lot on the Game Boy version. I played the iPad version, which is also a very good version of this, particular game. A lot of the other ones got, like, really re-released or, like, remade and stuff, but, like, this one wasn't as re-released or whatever. But it's a really good follow-up and a really good sequel to the original game, and it's definitely one of the better early Dragon Quest games. Yeah, I really like it a lot. It's just classic Dragon Quest, you know, and that's a good thing. And a lot of the additions, like the ship and stuff, made the world more open. I definitely have a lot of nostalgia playing it on the Game Boy Color version, or Game Boy version, or whatever, from back in the day. I remember taking it around with me and playing specifically this one a lot more than the original. I remember playing the original some, but this is the one that I definitely remember playing a lot. And it was actually the first one to use a party system, so you have 3 characters rather than 1 character, which is really cool. The music, obviously, is legendary. Every fucking Dragon Quest game has, like, legendary music, except for, like, 6 or whatever. And 9, like, whatever. But, you know, even 9 has some jams. Dragon Quest 2, though, really good. Very quality Dragon Quest title. There's just better in the Dragon Quest series. Ooh, little spoiler there for you. But still very good. Okay. What is... That was number 62. Number 60... 61. Nope. Okay. I thought it was gonna roll over. Okay. Sorry. It's this game right here, but you can't see it. We're talking Diddy Kong Racing! Heck yeah! Diddy Kong Racing! Yeah! Love it. One of my, my favorite racing game of all time. Fucking hard as shit to beat. Super, super hard. I know a lot of people like Mario Kart and stuff better, but I love this game. I love that it has like a bunch of the rare characters like Conker and Banjo and stuff. I fucking love this game. This is so classic to me. This I used to play so much with my friends back in this daycare I'd go to in the summer or whatever. And this copy actually I got, like I said, I said that in the room tour video that hasn't been released yet. I got this copy as I had this job basically where I would clean out cars or whatever, and everything was just trash basically for the most part. So if you found a bunch of change, you keep that too. But anyway, so yeah, but basically I found this cartridge of Diddy Kong Racing in that, and I'd already played it as a kid, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, Diddy Kong Racing. So love playing this with my friends. There's actually a whole Let's Play series of this with my friends, which is pretty cool. Retro Troop, Diddy Kong Racing there, which is awesome. So this is one of those classic Diddy Kong, classic racing games that we played, especially on the N64 there. I love the power-up system, how you can keep upgrading your same power-up. I love the adventure mode. That's incredible. I don't love the silver coin challenges, though. Those are fucking bullshit. This game, the fucking adventure mode is so fucking hard. It's so fucking hard. It's impossible to do some of that shit. But I did it. I did it anyway. I did the impossible. A lot of times I've done the impossible, but I love this game. There's so many good... All the levels are pretty much fucking fire. You can choose between planes and hovercrafts and cars and whatever. The bosses are pretty fucking insane. The whole game is just awesome. The fact that it was like a collectathon, you know, you're collecting balloons in the adventure mode or whatever, and that's how you progress. It really harkened back to the other Rare games that its characters were from and whatnot, and it actually unveiled Conker before his game and whatever, so that's pretty cool. And I think Banjo before his game, yeah, because this was like the stopgap to Banjo-Kazooie there. Really, really great and underrated game. I love Diddy Kong Racing so much. One of my fucking favorite racing games. The soundtrack is... I've said it so many times. I know. Put a counter in the comments. The soundtrack is fucking legendary. It is... Oh my god, so good. I listen to this and I get hyped as shit. I get all nostalgic about playing this back in the day with my friends and whatever. Oh my god. Not even just my friends now, but like the friends that I had back then. Oh, this is such a good game. I love Diddy Kong Racing. It's so good. Alright, sorry, let's move on. I hate to skip this because this is great. But, so that was number 61, Diddy Kong Racing. Number 60. There it is. I was wondering where it was. Alright, number 60, we've got Dragon Warrior 3, or Dragon Quest 3, but you know, Dragon Warrior, that's what we called it here in the West for a long time. This is a game that I had back in the day. After I had Dragon Quest 1 and 2, I got this because, you know, I love Dragon Quest. So, yeah, and it's a really great game. I mean, I have this whole story where I got to the very end of this game, and I'm talking the very end, spoilers for Dragon Quest 3, the second half of the game, that final boss, the actual final boss, I got to the final dungeon, and at the time I was grounded, so, and I had gone and taken this back for myself, I knew where it was hiding, so I was grounded, but it took me forever, like so long because I was grounded a lot of times, to get through this game. Months and months and maybe years, I don't know. And then finally I was at the end. My mom goes and takes it back, and she loses it, and I lost all of that progress, and I had to start over again. And that just really sucked. and it took me until fucking high school to beat it again. Um, and I'll tell that whole story whenever I review this game. But yeah, Dragon Quest 3, it's a really good Dragon Quest game. One of the better Dragon Quest games, for sure. Love that game. Alright, next we are talking... There we go. We're talking BioShock, which is a really fantastic shooter. I mean, obviously, this is like one of the most well-renowned games of all time. Everyone loves BioShock, right? But honestly, when I played, wasn't really expecting a lot. I won't get into the whole reason why I played these games initially. There's a certain person who told me to play them. Let's just put it that way. But I'm glad she did, because these games are great. The second one, you know, is okay, but like the first one is a classic game. It's really good. I love it. It's a premium sort of shooter. You have the powers, what do they call them? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. The power-ups, whatever you call those. Sorry, I'm trying to review like a billion games here. You have the power-up system, which you can kind of customize, and based on like your upgrades and whatnot, and how many little sisters you find or whatever. So it encourages like searching around to get at them and whatnot to so you can upgrade yourself better. So there's like RPG mechanics in there. It's just a really, really great, like, it's almost, it's kind of horror, like survival horror. It's not really, but it has that aesthetic to it. Definitely the setting and all of that is really cool. The gameplay is really where it's at. I mean, it's just a really great shooter, with a really decent upgrade system. And, yeah, it's a game that I really appreciate, especially for playing it back in the day. So, really good game. I don't have to tell you how good BioShock is. Everyone knows that. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is fucking fire soundtrack. Hold on. I gotta take a drink quick. Let's jam to that a little bit. Hopefully this is right. Yes, okay. So that was number 59. Number 58. And yes, I'm talking about the Persona 3 Portable, alright? I'm sorry, you fucking... Oh, the PS2 version's better. Yeah, kind of. But also, you can't control your party in the PS2 version. So, is the 3D world really worth it? No. This is where it's at. Now, okay, of course, the infamous request is, why don't they remake this game? They need to do that. They can put out the PS2 version as long as you can control your party, and that'd be fine. And add this content back onto it, you know, or something. They just have to remake it at that point. But anyway, I really, really, really enjoy Persona 3 more than Persona 5, just saying. But I know it's kind of a flawed one as well, and it is the predecessor to Persona 4. But come on, listen to this song and tell me it's not amazing. But also the characters and stuff, and the links and stuff were better, I think, than Persona 5 in a lot of regards. The only thing that was weird about it is the main party social links were only like for the ones you could date or something like that. It's weird. It's like you could only interact with the girl character, or you could only do the... Isn't that right? Or something like that. You could only do the girl social links that you like wanted to date, or something to that effect. I don't fucking know. Or maybe you couldn't do the guy social links. I don't remember if that was a thing. I just remember there was something weird like that, where you should just be able to do all social links, you know, which would be nice. And this version has where you can play as like the female protagonist. I never did that. I should do that at some point. But it's a really quality Persona title. It just has a lot of shortcomings in comparison to 4. Running theme here, right? But Tartarus is a really cool dungeon. I know it's not as like in depth as the Persona 5 and 4 dungeons, but I still really like Tartarus as a dungeon. I like the fact that you can like progress as far as you want to, up to a certain extent a lot of times, and they just like you could just run through like 20 or 30 floors in like one night, and that would be all right, you know, like if you can manage it. So it's like I like that you can like push yourself like that. That's pretty cool. Um, like I said, I like the social links. I love the music. The music is legendary in Persona 3. It just all comes down to the fact that it's not as good as Persona 4, you know, but it's still a really solid Persona title, and I still really like it a lot, and I would still give it a really high 9 score. And the PSP version's not bad. I still maintain. I know the world is like a menu system, but I still maintain that the PSP version is pretty good, and it's the only way to play it at the moment because you can control your party in it, and you can't do that in the PS2 version, and I don't like that on the PS2 version. So there you go. Persona 3 Portable. I say definitive Persona 3 for now. Hopefully they remake it someday. I really would love that. If they could remake it and then just, you know, that way I would play that. I'd play the fuck out of that. I spent $60 on that. So, yeah, Persona 3, great game. Oh, so good. Listen to this. Alright. That was number 58. Alright, anyway. Let's go to number 57 here. Number 57 is one of the most hyped games, like, of all time, I'm sure. I wasn't really there for the hype. I mean, a little bit. But I saw a review of the game or something, or them playing the game, and I'm like, holy shit, this looks like the coolest motherfucking game I've ever seen in my entire life. That is Skyrim. And I've sunk hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours into this game. I don't know if it's reached thousands yet. I don't imagine it has. But what do I fucking have to say about Skyrim? You know, like, it is so great, and it's a pretty legendary. I played hundreds of hours of this, and I never have actually. It's funny, I've never actually beaten this game because I always get so sidetracked on doing everything else, and I always wanted to do like all of the quests, but it's just so impossible to do. There's so much content, especially with the DLC and stuff, that I would never finish it. But I initially played the PS3 version. I had a few glitches on this version, but the Switch version there, I got that and put another fucking few hundred hours into it. But it was at a dangerous point where, I mean, for a long time there, this is all I was playing. But it was at a dangerous point where, on the Switch version, that I like wouldn't stop playing it like late into the night and stuff, and it's like even when I had to sleep, and now I have a job where if I don't get enough sleep, I have to get up super early. So if I don't get enough sleep, like I would never be able to play Skyrim now. I don't even have time for Skyrim now. That's why I never was able to really do it. But it's a really epic game. I don't have to talk that much about Skyrim. Everyone knows how fucking awesome Skyrim is. And at the time, it was a really, really legendary thing. I remember I rented this from this place, Family Video, and it's the only thing I like ever rented from them. And I just kept it for weeks and weeks and weeks. I probably had like a bunch of late fees on it, but it was so amazing. And then I eventually ended up buying my own copy of it, which is great. Ah, listen to this music too. Like it's so cool. It's one of, if there was a good open world game, because I'm infamously not a big fan of those. This is it. This is the one. Like, it's so dense with content, everywhere. But also, this also shows the problem with being an open world game is that you can just like never do everything, and that bothers me, I think, to an extent. So, but Skyrim, really fucking good. Number 57 there. Epic Fantasy Reborn, it says. Yes, it is. Okay. That's not the one actually. It's this one. Okay. Number 56. We have Metal Gear Solid 5. Now, I did do sort of a review of Metal Gear Solid 5. It's just pretty decent. It's a review. I'll say it's a review. Yeah, I did a review of Metal Gear Solid 5. I 100% in this game. This took me like 235 hours or some shit like that. Um, and yeah, so I really enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 5. It's not as good as the other Metal Gear Solids, especially story-wise, but the gameplay is really epic. I like Quiet. This is her theme playing. Quiet is like one of my favorite things about Metal Gear Solid 5 is that she would always be there for you, and then she would snipe from afar. You could call her, and she was so helpful. Quiet was, and I just loved this feeling. It was so cool. It was like you had a second partner there that actually worked, stealthing with you. Like, that's awesome. I love that. I love that. And there were certain points you could like place Quiet. Oh my god. I love that, and I love how much content there is in this game. The story's all right, you know, like for Metal Gear. I would have liked to have seen a few more things. They didn't really end the story. That was kind of part of the problem. And it kind of has the problem of retconning some stuff, or just like explaining stuff that doesn't need to be explained that much. But you do finally kind of get to see the Cypher storyline and like kind of why. Sorry, spoilers for Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5. How Zero kind of got to where he was and what his motivations were. He finally kind of got into that, which was nice. So kind of filled in those gaps. But there were some other gaps that didn't need filling in. But I love Quiet. I just love the gameplay of this game. I think it's a really great game. Check out the review if you want like a more in-depth review of Metal Gear Solid 5. That's the one to check out. But it's a great game. I thought Ground Zeroes was actually like a really solid thing. That was probably my biggest complaint with the game, is that there wasn't more areas like Ground Zeroes where it was like a really structured experience, because it was too much of an open world sort of thing. And I don't mind that. That was cool and everything. It just could have been denser with content, you know, in terms of that. So, but I liked it. I didn't mind doing everything, 100%ing everything was pretty cool. That's just something I wanted to, yeah, get it. But it's a great game. So, yeah, no troubles there. Oh, that's okay. It's over. All right. So, number 55. Is it going to go? Is it going to go to the next one? What is it? Oh, there we go. Okay. Number 55. A game that I also played and reviewed and have a big review this year or whatever. Listen to that music. I joked to myself before I started this the other day when I finally hit 100 subscribers that this is just gonna be me listening to all of this music when I was putting together the playlist too. Okay. Final Fantasy 6. I know it says 3 there, but you all know it's actually 6. Final Fantasy 6 is a game that kind of blew me away in terms of, I wasn't expecting it to be this good. You know what I mean? The characters and the storyline and just, oh my god, the fucking music. The gameplay is great. I know it's just standard kind of RPG stuff, but like it's done really well. Like it's like finally the perfected Final Fantasy gameplay, you know what I mean? The Esper system versus the Materia system. The Materia system was probably a little bit better, but the Esper system was fine. That's probably maybe like my one biggest gripe with the game. But everything else is just done so well, and it's just a really, it's the quintessential Super Nintendo RPG for me, other than one we'll get to in a bit. But of the fantasy RPG genre, this is the best one. You know, there's no contest. This is by far, and fuck all the other Final Fantasy games. I mean, they're all fine. They're all okay, you know. But by far, this is the best Final Fantasy game that's in the main series, we'll say. Best Final Fantasy mainline game for sure. And none of the other ones even held a candle to how this one, like, actually did emotions, and it made me feel things, and oh my god. I don't want to spoil anything. The storyline is just incredible, and it takes a really dark turn at one point, and it's just so well done. It has a fucking awesome villain in Kefka, who's a way better villain than Sephiroth. Sephiroth is a pussy villain compared to Kefka, who actually fucking achieves his goals and shit. I talked about that in the Final Fantasy 6 and 7 reviews. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so good. I'm just getting so overwhelmed thinking about it again. I love this game. What a Final Fantasy game, if anything. So, it's amazing. It's great. I love it. Excellent game. Play it. It's the only Final Fantasy I can, like, wholeheartedly recommend. Oh yeah, listen to that battle music. I have a whole review on it, so just go check that out. Alright, next. So that was number, 55? Next we're talking about number 54, Parasite Eve. This is a fantastic game. I actually just played through this with my friend Jameson, and he loved it too. And he, his thoughts were, these are some of the best boss battles that he'd ever experienced in a video game. And I agree with that. The boss battles are actually really excellent in this game. They're some of the better part of the game. I love how this is not only an RPG, but it is a short RPG for one thing. That's really rare. You never get that are any good anyway. We'll talk about another one in a bit here. A short RPG that's actually like manageable. It's like a 10 to 12 hour RPG kind of thing. Unless you want to grind for the ultimate weapon, which, you know, could take you a while. So there's that. So it's a short RPG, but it's also a really good RPG. This is like very good. And it's actually Squaresoft in their prime. Okay. I know, like, I didn't really care as much for Final Fantasy VII. It's like a good game, but the story and stuff is kind of whatever. This is my Final Fantasy VII of that time. This is like, wow, this is really good. This is like such a unique RPG. They haven't really done anything like this since. It's not like turn-based. I mean, there is turns, but you like have to dodge your enemies' attacks and stuff, and then you like shoot them, and there's strategy to that, and it's like, it's so cool. And it's like they took all of the RPG like turn-based mechanics, and they like put them into sort of like an action RPG, and it's just really well done and super unique. And it's more about science and stuff than like most RPGs and that kind of thing. It's a cinematic RPG, it says there on the back. But yeah, it's just really unique, and I just really love this game. The music's really great, but everything's great about this game. The gameplay is top notch, and it still feels good. The gameplay still holds up really well. And the fact that it's short, I just love that. I don't know, it's just such a great game. Parasite Eve. One of my favorite Squaresoft games than Square Enix games. I mean, obviously there's a lot more of those that are good. So, alright. Now we are talking number 53. Number 53, Ring Fit Adventure. I did a whole review on this as well. I love this game. There's a Ring Fit up there as well. You can't really see it. I'm not going to pan the camera up for my collector's edition. This game is awesome. This game is a game that got me to work out, and I think that is really cool. And I actually need to maybe start playing it again now that the weather is really cold. I started taking walks outside and stuff. But yeah, it got me fit enough to wear this shirt again, right? So kind of changed my life in a sense, if you want to look at it like that. So built me some muscle there, you know. That's all nice and good, right? That's also from work, but so that's great. It really just got me on the right track again. I'm been doing better habits, eating better, all that kind of stuff. I think this was part of the instigator for that. Is just because I wanted to beat this game, and I finally did beat this game this year, and I was really, really happy. I've only had it since last year, it's about a year ago now that I got this game. But still, oh my god, it's a workout RPG, a turn-based workout RPG. It's so unique, dude. It's awesome. I can't believe that they made. I still fucking can't believe it. They made this shit. This is what gamers need to fucking work out. It's this shit. It is the perfect gamification of working out. And I love this game, and it is so good. There's no way it could have not made it on the list. Even I had it on this list before I had even beaten it, and it was still in this slot. So that tells you something. This is my 53rd favorite game of all time. The music is incredible. The gameplay is great. There's a skill tree! There's a skill tree! I know. Go watch the review. It's a really in-depth review, and it's really great. Everything's really good about the game. I really love this game. It's brilliant. It's fucking legendary. I'm gonna say that a lot. Legendary. It's so good. It's such a great game. I'm really glad I played it. I'm really glad I got through it. And I'm glad that it continues to be great even after the game. There's a great post-game and everything. So Ring Fit Adventure is awesome, and y'all should play it. There you go. Alright, number 53. We have Pokemon Gen 3. Now, I played these games back in the day, emulated them, and then never really got that into them until when I finally did my Pokemon run through of all of the games. You start with Gen 3 because that's the farthest back you could transfer up from. I started with Gen 3, and so yeah, basically, sorry, in 2016 I started with Gen 3. 2016? Was it before 2016? This has been before 2016 because I was trying to do it leading up to Sun and Moon, so pretty sure it was like 2015 or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. So I got really into Pokemon again around then, and I wanted to do a full living deck, so I did that. Starting with this game here, and I needed this to transfer over from, and I borrowed Sapphire from a friend at one point as well. So yeah. Pokemon Gen 3, series of games that I always kind of never was that into, and then when I played them finally, I realized that they're some of the best Pokemon games ever, you know? And I'm really nostalgic about them now. My boy Sceptile, fuck yeah, that's the guy right there. I don't really know all what to say about them. Obviously the music's fantastic, the gameplay's great. They're the Pokemon, Game Boy Advance RPGs that we needed. I love the Game Boy Advance, like one of my favorite systems. And then these games definitely are the Pokemon Game Boy Advance games, and that's awesome. And I love them. I think they're really unique and awesome. And they're great Pokemon games. You should definitely play them. Don't know really what else to say about them. They're cool. That is fantastic. And the song, which also played in my Pokemon video. Alright. So that was number 52. Now we're on to number 51. Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. This is a game that, I mentioned this in the Link's Awakening review. Check that out if you haven't. That's a great video. That I had this game back in the day. This is actually my original box. It's very beat up. It's all wrinkly. You can see that. But I had this game back in the day. My friend John, not one of my friend Johns that I have now, a different John. I know a lot of Johns. had this game, and I had played Link's Awakening at that point, and I saw him playing this, and I'm like, what the fuck fuck, is this Zelda? Is this like this? And I'm like, this is a sequel to Link's Awakening. They didn't know what the fuck Link's Awakening was, but like, I was really blown away that they made a sequel to Link's Awakening, and I was like, oh my god, I need this. And then eventually I did get it, the Oracle Seasons, because that's the one that he had gotten. I didn't know much about ages at the time. I actually have a little guidebook I ordered from Scholastic back in the day for ages, and I think there was one for seasons as well, but I ordered the ages one. That's like a choose your own adventure book that also works as a guide for the game, which is interesting. But Oracle of Seasons, definitely a great follow-up to Link's Awakening, and it feels like a really good sequel to Link's Awakening. So that's really cool. Yeah, it's really fantastic game. I always recommend this one to people, but everyone always plays Ages for some reason, which is the harder game of the two. And I don't know, I just really love this game. I love the season-changing mechanic. I really need to play it again to give it another like really thorough review or whatever. I need to play both of them again to do that. So someday I'll do that. But yeah, it's a great game. I love it. Fantastic. One of my best Zelda games there. Alright, let's move on here. Where's okay, here we go. Nope, I knew I was gonna do this. God damn it! There we go. Now, let's just take a moment to breathe in the lengths that I went to get this specific version, where they don't start with the fucking intro of this song. This is the only one. It's like a 30-minute extended version. I'm not gonna play all 30 minutes, obviously, but of this Super Smash Brothers Metroid version theme. We're talking about Smash Brothers Brawl, by the way. This is number 50. The other one was number 51, the Oracle game, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Number 50 is Super Smash Brothers Brawl. I remember I got this back in the day. I don't know why I opened it. I got this back in the day, like almost as soon as it came out, because I was a huge Smash Brothers fan back then. I loved the original Super Smash Brothers. I played a lot with my friends at that same daycare that we played all the other N64 games like Diddy Kong Racing and Mario Party 2 and stuff. So that one was super nostalgic for me. I played some of Melee, I think, before this came out. For sure. At least I played it at a friend's house. I know my friend Ben used to have it. Actually, I used to have two friends that were named Ben. But the one that was in my neighborhood used to have it, and we used to play it over there at his place. I know I had it at one point, but I don't know if that was post-Brawl or not. I think I had it before Brawl. But I definitely had to get this because it's just such a celebration of Nintendo's like characters and whatnot, and I just thought that was really cool. And then of course Solid Snake was in this fucking game, so yeah, I had to get it for that because Solid Snake was at the time especially one of my favorite video game characters. He's still one of my favorite video game characters. I don't know what I'm like qualifying that for, but definitely an amazing game. This is my favorite Smash Brothers game. I know it's a little weird that is, but this had the Subspace Emissary mode. This had all the unlockables. Like fucking Jesus Christ, it took so long to unlock some of this stuff. I got really most of this stuff. I don't think I ever got like all of it, but obviously I unlocked all the characters and all the stages and whatever. But like trying to do all the achievements and whatnot was just ridiculous, and try to collect everything and collect all the songs and stuff, even in Melee. But that was just something I liked doing back then. I mean, it's a primo fighting game. Also, yeah, the Smash Brothers games are just a lot of fun to play with friends and stuff, and we used to definitely do that as well. So I really liked playing this with my friends and whatnot, so that's cool. Really, really excellent game. My favorite Smash Brothers game. God damn it. Sorry, it's not a big deal. Favorite Smash Brothers game for sure. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it. It's just incredible. But this is number 50, and this will conclude part 1 of the good old 100 games special there because we did number 100 through actually 100 and what 3 or 4 or whatever that added because of the 8-bit version. Mm, mm, so excellent. All right, so yeah, this is part 1. Ended it with Super Smash Brothers Brawl there. That's number 50, and I will see you guys in part 2. So yeah, I want to make this big epic thing, but like, this is already probably going to be super long enough as is. This is probably like a few hours of video right here, so like doing both parts together would just be insane. So I'm gonna cut it up into 2 parts. So I'll see you guys in the next one. JZ out.